Hello, my name is Andy Latham and I welcome you to the second course in our Application Designer series. In this course, we're going to be covering the Treeview control in some detail, context menus, which are those menus that pop up typically when you right-click something, XAML forms, the subset of the full XAML control, and we'll also be discussing how to call Syspro programs from your app. Throughout the course, what we're going to be doing is building a working example to use all these controls. There are some prerequisites for the course, however. I'm assuming that you've already been through the Getting Started course, which covers the App Designer User Interface and the basics of how it actually works. We also covered the common controls such as toolbars, forms, charts, and list views. And we also discussed app deployment using the App Designer projects feature. So hopefully by this stage, you'll have built the Getting Started worked example and ideally had a go at building your own app. Please note, however, that this is not a VB script course. I will be copying chunks of code from my worked examples into our app as we go along, and I will explain it. But other than a superficial explanation, we're not going to be going into the depths of VB script technique. However, there is sample code provided at each stage of our build for you to study at a later stage. The agenda that we're going to go through is as follows. I'm just going to do a quick recap of the key resources, just in case you've forgotten from the previous course. We'll be fundamentally building our own working app, and as we're going through the app, I will be doing an overview of each of the controls so that you understand what we're trying to achieve through our code. So the key resources, the documentation and help, there's a full user guide which is details every single control and their properties and how they are used. There's also sample VB script snippets which you can copy and paste into your code, quite useful bits and pieces. The whole of the app designer is linked into the standard Syspro online help. Pressing F1 will launch you into the context help. Something a lot of people I think forget with the standard Syspro, but it's remarkably good help. And then, of course, we've got our help panel, which sits at the bottom of our properties page as we're developing our app. And as we click on each of the properties here, you'll find that the caption changes and explains what each property does. We also ship a series of samples with the app designer. You will find these if you go to the Open App option on the menu, and right at the bottom you'll see a series of sample apps. They're fully working. We've tried to use as many of the controls in them as we possibly can. To use them and to look at them, you should copy them first and rename them. The app designer will not run these. It's quite deliberately trying to keep the source code original there. The scripting samples and modules also come with the app designer. Obviously, the VB script modules, those of you used to custom panes will be used to the load module feature, but there are other sample scripts that come with the product as well. We're also started to publish a series of short how-to videos. This is a library of 2, 3, 4 minute snippets of just how to do something specific, not linked into any training course, but they're just a nice quick reminder if you've just forgotten one little thing or another. And those of you, or all of you hopefully, who've done the Getting Started course will recognize the training course on the right-hand side. So with that quick resume of where we are, we'll get going and we'll start our worked example. Thanks very much.